we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama. Where I watch?
Popeye.
Greetings, viewers and subscribers. At the end of this report, I'm gonna be playing a video. A lady who was at the airport when this incident took place is gonna tell you what she saw. Trust me, you're gonna want to hear what this lady had to say to the very end. A man, his name is Leroy Smith. On January 25 coming up, Mr. Smith, he would be celebrating his 71st birthday. His local address is Farmpen District in the parish of Westmoreland, but he was living at 36th Street in Orlando, Florida in the United States of America. We are told that Leroy, he had arrived in Jamaica and spent some time, and he was scheduled to go back to Florida yesterday, Wednesday, September 4. He arrived at the Sangster International Airport to check in on a JetBlue flight. That flight was scheduled to leave at 12:25 p.m. but it was delayed until 1:15. At minutes after 11 o'clock, Mr. Leroy Smith, he was in the process of checking in. Whilst he was in the departure terminal, he was in the process of searching his knapsack for his passport when he fainted, fell to the ground and hit his head on the floor. A JetBlue representative and a nurse responded. In the end, Mr. Leroy Smith, he died right there in the Sangster International Airport. Like I said before, this video that I'm gonna be playing is of a lady who was in the airport. Listen to what she has to say because it is very, very important. Remember to hit on the love button from now. Also, share the video. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, hit on the subscribe button. Watch this.
Hi everyone. This is not something that I normally do. As a matter of fact, I've never done it before. But I believe that there is a need to do this today. I'm doing this. I'm live at this Sangster's International Airport on my way back home to America, taking flight JetBlue. So we arrived at the airport just about 11 o'clock there, or near 11 o'clock or a little bit after. We were at the gate, not the gate, sorry, the counter. Actually, I was at the kiosk, and while I was waiting at the kiosk, to operate the kiosk, a gentleman was behind me, one of the agents, speaking to another man, but I didn't pay them much attention, but I know they were talking. And then I just heard like somebody fell. I looked behind me. It was the passenger, an elderly man that fell. Blood was coming, I think, from his nose. And the agent who he was talking to, who had just stepped off for a little, just turned his back, turned around, and took up his head and tried to clear his passages. And I was saying, somebody call 911 or 119, whatever the case is. And I was saying to him, give him CPR. But he said to me, he's breathing. He's breathing, and for truth, he was breathing and doing a little bit of shuffling, slight shuffling. So when I saw a lot of blood coming from his head, I couldn't see the wound, but the blood was on the floor on his head. So I went into his bag. I saw his passport. His passport was on the ground beside him. So I took it up, put it in his bag. I looked at his bag and I saw his name, the name tag. and the bag. So I could say what his name was. And then I was saying to the gentleman, we were there conversing, and I said, somebody call help. So in the meantime, I guess somebody was making a call. Somebody did say that they called whatever. I think they said operations or something. Right? And while they were there, nobody, and it took about between 20 minutes and half an hour for a lone nurse to come by. Right? And while the man was there, while the young guy was there with him, trying to keep his head up and all of that, I went into his bag and I saw a roll of tissue. And I gave him the roll of tissue, the entire roll, and tell him to press it on the wound. Try to press it on the wound on the head. Anyways, the nurse finally came and she said she was checking his oxygen, And in the meantime, I took out his phone. I got his phone and was searching his phone to see if we could find a number, a recent number. And we were making calls using our phone. And because we couldn't place any calls on his phone. And then the JetBlue lady came and she took his phone and she went on the phone. Myself and her, we were going through what to find a number that we think we could call. So she called the number. While she was calling the number, another gentleman who came, I don't know who he represents, but he's with the airport. He's with the airport, he had on one of those vests. And he was saying, tell the, because we got through to the person on the phone, and the lady was telling him that, the customer, I won't say his name, the passenger, he collapsed, and he's at the airport. So she said she was trying to get somebody, He was there now telling us to tell him, or telling the JetBlue lady to tell the person on the phone that the single ambulance that is at Cornwall Regional is not available. And for them to call a private ambulance, the person on the phone has to approve the payment of $400. They have to confirm that it's okay for them to call the ambulance and noting the payment of $400. So I said, we have to wait for them to do that to get help for the man. The man need help. I saw the man gap. I never see somebody gap, or what they call it, catch breath, in my entire life. First time I'm seeing that. Right? And the man was gapping. Right? And the man was saying, so I said, why do you need to tell them that? Why you need to get $400 or to confirm that then we pay $400 before you call that? You understand? So that is stupid. So the nurse was saying if they can't get the ambulance, then they'll get the taxi. Miss, get the taxi. I'll pay the money for him. I'll pay the taxi fee. Get the taxi. You understand? So they tried to let me know that it's protocol and they have to get approval from the family member to call the ambulance. To call it private ambulance, which will cost $400. The man at the airport waiting and ready to go back to America, taking JetBlue, right? And he would have paid his fare to go on the flight. So I'm saying, could not JetBlue or even the airport take that cost? They have to depend, or they have to wait until a family member says that it's okay to go ahead and call the ambulance. Mark, the man came to the airport, whoever got him there left him, an elderly man. Understand? And I'm saying, come on, man, that is how we do things here. The man stayed right there on the floor and died. The man died on the floor. He died. My God. Because people are going to talk about you have to get approval to call an ambulance. Look how many people travel in the airport daily. Hundreds of thousands of people travel through the airport daily. And we don't have nothing in place for things like this. We don't have nothing in place for things like this. It just made me wonder if it was a white person, if it would have been the same treatment. I'm thinking this could happen to anybody. It could happen to me. It could happen to anybody at all, right? gonna just stay there and die. It takes so long to make a decision when people's life is dependent on it. We have to do better. Jamaica, JetBlue, I'm calling you out on this one because you should have been there for the man. You shouldn't be asking that question. He was your passenger and him at the airport and he was talking to an agent, right? Getting whatever information he needed to get on the plane to check in, and he collapsed right there. All of that come talk about. We have to get approval from the family to call an ambulance to pay $400 first to find out how, if they're gonna pay $400 before. Man, this is one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my entire worst experience I've ever had in my entire life. You know, I'm calling out whoever is in charge of stuff like these, man. They need to do better. There should be an area in the airport to reach people. One ambulance, the Cornwall Regional Hospital, one ambulance, and because it is not available, a private ambulance has to be called, and before it is called, there has to be confirmation, right? Or whatever that the $400, it's okay to call them. We will pay the $400. Oh, Jesus. God help us. God help us, man.
Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing if we just unite. What a country this will be if we just unite. Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite. What a country this will be if we just unite. Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them knock out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane. Everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when we turn. Country and town, man a pay blood a run. Murder, don't you baby me hear them a murder. Cut it out, tell them no gonna further. Man a dead like cancer and bird, yeah. Who no listen them a word, yeah. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica.